What's a TFN and why would we need that?
Yeah, so TFN stands for tax file number, and essentially anyone who needs to lodge a tax return needs to have one.
Okay.
So technically, if you have an ABN, you should definitely have a TFN as well, because you'll need to lodge a tax return for the business income and expenses that you're earning through your ABN.
So does a sole trader need that as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because they have an ABN.
Yeah. So maybe if I kind of take you through that really quickly. So if I was if I wanted to start a business and I was like, hold on, I don't know how much I'm going to earn. Do I need to set up a structure? That's probably one of the kind of questions I ask people before I say, hey, you need to set up these structures. Some people set up structures anyway because it might give them certain other benefits like asset protection.
Okay.
Or risk asset sort of separation. So setting up different legal entities, so that the legal entity with the ABN that they're trading with is not themselves as individuals. So
why would someone do that?
If someone wanted to, take any kind of litigation against you.
Oh, so you're protecting your assets basically.
Correct. Yeah.
From like divorces
layer protection, divorces,
sued.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
You're working the system basically.
You're protecting yourself. Yeah.
As within the realms
within
of
the
rules.
That's it. Yeah. The legal protections.
Okay. I've got another question. So I'm a sole trader. I've got my ABN. I've registered my TFN. Then what? Like, how do I operate my business so that I can, at the end of the financial year, lodge my tax? What would the most basic setup be?
Yeah. I sort of suggest these things to clients to make not just their lives easier, but also to an extent it actually reduces their overall compliance fees as well if they have these things in order. So the first thing, once you've got your ABN, you've got your TFN, I highly recommend that you set up a separate business bank account. And they'll ask you, when you go to the bank, they'll ask you questions like, your ABN,
sure.
To show us that you actually run a business, because you'll need to tell them I want to run a business bank account. And there are business bank accounts that are that have no bank fees as well. So
sure,
I think as long as you, so I know NAB, for example, is one of them, where if you deposit a certain amount every month, and looking at me.
No, I'm just wondering. I mean, I've heard reports of banks discriminating against sex workers if they try to start a business account as a sex worker. I mean, I don't think that's your forte, but I'm just wondering if that is, because financial inclusion is something that we're going to cover as part of our economic empowerment program. I wonder if it's easier said than done, that's all.
Yeah, no, and it probably could be right. And I think the reality is that, 2023, but here we are, people still having these biases. I just want to also say to everyone, like, don't just limit yourself to traditional sort of banks. There are a lot of neobanks out there as well. So what I mean by neobanks are banks that don't have a physical location. So there are a lot of online banks, Australian online banks that you could probably look into as well. Happy to answer any specific questions anyone might have from this podcast, but and banks should not be discriminating. But,
I know they shouldn't,
it's hard to control that, I guess. But back to kind of the question. I mean, let's just say you do have a bank account that isn't going to. You've got your bank account set up. What I do recommend is that you do also set up a main kind of operating account and a provisional.